Hi Capricorn, welcome back. This will be an in-depth reading now into this person's past relationship, why it failed, what went wrong, what they were looking for in this relationship when the two of you come together or when the two of you meet. So we'll have a look into that. This person's past relationship. And is it still an ex that's lingering around them with the Devil card, possibly some sort of secretive behavior or something that they're linked to if it's not work-wise? What was this person's previous relationship like? Okay, Ace of Cups, very strong emotional connection to this person actually. It could have been a water sign, a Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio. Someone that they were really serious with. They were definitely in love or had a very strong emotional connection with this person. It's often, the Ace of Cups often has a Christian connotation to it. So it could be indicative that they perhaps were thinking about engagement, were married, or were seriously considering marriage or joining unions with the Ace of Cups here. They're very attached to this person, so they are capable of love, they are capable of commitment, and I think they gave them a lot of that with the Ace of Cups. It's definitely a lot of love and a lot of emotion. There wasn't, if anything, there was too much emotion. This is someone who they held very, very important. It might even be the love of their life. Okay, then on the two cards that are sticking out, well, three. Okay, the Queen of Wands. It might have been a Leo that they were with. Very strong connection here, very strong spiritual and karmic connection here, but a lot of physicality as well. So emotionally and physically, the relationship was quite strong. However, if it's a Leo Queen, possibly there was cheating involved. She is quite open-minded, and she's quite open to new opportunities, and she's quite liberal in a sense. So I feel with the Queen of Wands, it might have been a Leo male or a female that maybe cheated or maybe were overzealous in their physicality and in their sexuality, which might have led to something here. Because these other two cards, the Ace of Swords and the King of Cups, okay, it was quite a relationship that struggled a lot. Because there's a sword here, it's almost like there's a battle. There was a lot of hardships in this relationship. There was a lot of, it's almost like fighting for emotion, because the King of Cups is here, the Ace of Cups, and we see this turbulent water around him. So I think regardless of it, whether it's a male or a female you're after, I think this person definitely had to fight for a lot of emotion, had to fight their way into somebody's heart. They eventually made it, but I think it had a lot of consequences as a result. I don't think there was an immediate connection with this person, this ex, but it took a lot of, it's almost like they had to fight through something. They had to battle over something. There was a large obstacle involved. And you can see the King and the Queen, and this is the couple, this is them as a couple, and one was more emotionally invested and the other just more physically invested. It might have been the fire sign that was more, if this is an ex, that was definitely more physically invested into the relationship, didn't want anything more emotional. I think they both shared the Ace of Cups, which is nice, but I still think one leaned more towards physicality and the other more to a more emotional connection. So I just don't think they were compatible, and they tried to make it right with the Ace of Swords. They tried to battle it out. They tried to make it work and cut away the negativity, cut away what wasn't necessary. But at the end of the day, I just don't think it worked. So this person that's coming towards you, there's possibly still feeling for this ex. That's coming up. But the Ace of Swords, I think it worked for a while, and then it fell apart. Okay, I'm just going to take this one. Okay, Seven of Cups. Yep, a lot of things were up in the air. It just wasn't working. They wanted different things. There was no answers. There was no coming together in a beautiful, long-lasting union. There was just too many questions, too many things that remained unanswered. They both imagined wanted and imagined very, very different things from each other. I think they do still care about each other. And they once were very much in love, and they're capable of having something or wanting something very, very serious. But I think at the time, there was just either someone was unfaithful to the other, or someone just wanted adventure and didn't want that stable partnership. It just wasn't in what they were trying to manifest with the Seven of Cups, which is a lot of scattered energy. So things weren't aligning between the two of them. Lack of compatibility here. They weren't at the correct life stages to merge and have this. They tried. They did. There could have possibly been a separation between the two of them, and then they came back together. So they tried for a time, but at the end of the day, I don't think it was worth trying for them any more than what they did. So there are, as much as they might seem, especially initially, especially with the physical part, they are wanting that deep emotional connection, because they do want marriage. We can see that with the Ace of Cups. They're wanting commitment. They want that Ace of Cups. They want that crazy, head over heels, passionate love. They don't want the turmoil. They don't want deceit. They don't want negativity. They don't want to have to fight for it, because those type of emotions should come naturally from the other person if they're invested in this person. This is how they see relationships. Again, with the Seven of Cups, this energy is, as much as they're wanting, I think they're wanting a lot. As much as they're wanting emotion and physicality and smooth sailing, and not to have to force someone to care or to love them, or not have to battle it out in some way, they're also a little bit unsure. So they're still going through a lot of things. They're still growing. But they are a kind soul, and they are a kind lover, and they do love, and when they do love with all their heart. But I think it's just taking them a little bit longer, because they're still trying to manifest a lot. I think a relationship, it has to be all or nothing for them, because if it doesn't encompass everything, they don't want it. So they could have really high standards in the relationship, but so be it. This person obviously knows what they want, Capricorn, and I certainly think you're capable of giving them that. I think you just need to be patient, and just watch the connection grow, because the physical part will attract them initially, but to keep them interested, and vice versa, to keep you interested, it's almost like it needs to be the best of both worlds for the two of you. Let's have a look though, when you do come together, for those of you that will enter into a relationship with this person, how the relationship will be towards each other, how you'll feel towards each other, and how your partnership will be. And on the left-hand side, Capricorn, I'd like to do how you'll feel in the relationship, how you will see them. And on the right-hand side, I'll do how they're feeling. Okay, what's fallen out, how you're feeling. Seven of Pentacles. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is this energy of feeling very reflective. And this is when things start to get a little bit serious now, because this shows that the way you'll see them and the way you'll feel about this relationship is that there's a lot of contemplation around the relationship. There's a lot of assessment. But I think it's in a good way. I think you're contemplating a lot of serious moves and serious milestones, and having something maybe you haven't experienced quite like this before. It can speak about gain and growth. So I think things are getting really serious, especially for you. I think you'll definitely want them as a serious life partner, someone you can be completely committed to. And I love that it's the Pentacles, because the Pentacles do denote stability. So I think you see them when you're in a relationship together, or when you're starting those early stages, you see them as someone that is capable of having that serious emotional side. We spoke about this. They are capable of doing that. I think you just need to give them more time. But there's a lot of reflection. I think you feel very reflective when you're around this person, especially when the two of you come together. That's in an emotional and mental sense, I guess. But in a more physical aspect, this goes to show that the two of you will be growing together. And this could be that you might move in together, you might be overlooking finances, you might be merging finances, purchasing a home together, seriously spending large money or large funds on your future with this person, with the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, the Knight of Chalices. Strong emotion here. You'll definitely feel very strongly about this person. Not only physically, but emotionally. You've got the Knight of Chalices. The Knight of Chalices is this offer of emotion. It's a gift, it's a lover. It almost feels like you're so happy and you're so glad that this person is around you. This is how you'll see them. You see them as a friend and then lover though. So I'm interested to see that you might already know this person and you might grow and you might change and move out of that friendship zone and into something more intimate, into something more romantic as well. But I see you placing a lot of value on this person, especially emotionally. And it's almost like you want to emotionally spoil them, if that makes any sense, Capricorn. It's almost like you want to shower them with kisses and hugs and affection, which is nice, which says a lot. It's a very, you're really considering them, and you really will consider them, especially when you come together, including them in everything that you do. Very much someone who's going to play an active part, especially for you. Okay, the Queen of Wands, she's come up twice. And if this is how you will feel and if this is how you will see it, this person encompasses a lot, definitely emotionally and physically. They're going to give you a lot of adventure, which you'll love. This movement around them, I think you'll very much appreciate. It's fertility as well in this particular deck. So, and two queens have popped up, and we see she's very she's open. So you're very open-minded with this person, and whichever aspect that may be, you're very open. And for some, it's very, very much so that you're open to having children with this person. You're very open to the idea because you're planning for the future with the Seven of Pentacles. You've got the emotion, you've got the love, you've got your chalice out. There's no hesitation here, and you're open. You're open and receptive. And there's a lot of lust here. There's a very strong physical attraction and connection. It's like a burning flame. Let's have a look at how they'll feel about you when the two of you come together. Okay, the Knave of Chalices. I love this. So you've come up as the Knight of Chalices. That's how you'll feel towards them. And they've come up as the Knave of Chalices. Emotional movement, study, meditation, confession, emotional vulnerability. This is how they'll see you. It's almost like they'll want to expose their emotional vulnerability, expose what they've done in the past, what sort of relationship they've had, expose their vulnerability to you as the Knave of Chalices. This is emotional movement, study, reflection, meditation. You're definitely someone they're going to be very intrigued by. They'll be very enamored. They'll be very... As much as I think you'll be assessing and contemplating them, they're doing the same to you, which shows a bit of compatibility here, that you're very much like-minded towards each other. But what's interesting is you've come up higher. You've come up as the Knight of Chalices. They've come up as the Knave. So they might be slower to grow feelings than you. You might grow these feelings faster. And it's not to say that that won't happen with this person. They're capable of love and falling in love, especially with you, but it'll take them longer because they're coming up as the Knave, whereas you're the Knight. Okay, the Six of Swords. You'll definitely help them grow in some way. The Six of Swords is about leaving past pains, past hurts behind, embarking on a new journey. There's movement here. There's certainly travel involved. So I think this person will very much include you in their travel plans and movement. You'll possibly relocate or move with this person because of work purposes or other. The Six of Swords is being daring, embarking on this amazing journey together. There's a boat here. There's a ship. And if this is how they see you, then they want to embark on this journey with you. And it could be emotional. We do see water here. It could be mental. We see the swords. Or it could be in the physical sense. But you'll definitely be very much a blessing to this person because you will help them. Whether you realize it or not, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, your energy, your presence, and them being in a partnership with you will help them grow and flourish in leaps and bounds. I love that. And it's almost like a life journey. You're going on a life journey together. So for some of you, it's something really amazing and potentially really long term. Okay, the Hermit. The Hermit is seen as someone who likes to retreat. Sometimes this withdrawal of spiritual energy or guidance that is needed. And if this is how they're seeing you, it's almost like they're seeing you single or they're seeing you on your own. So it's a possibility that the two of you might go on a break in this relationship, that the two of you, due to geographical distance, possibly with the Six of Swords, it could be a trip or work takes you to different countries. But with the Hermit card, if they're seeing you as the Hermit, they're seeing you as someone that either wants solitude, Capricorn, or someone that's going to be on their own. So there's possibility of singledom. So I'm not sure if some of you will break apart before you come back together somehow. But again, the Hermit is symbolic of spirituality and wisdom. So they could see you as someone with a lot of enlightenment, with a lot of spiritual wisdom, with a lot of life experience. That's quite life learner, that has been through a lot. And it's almost like you're there to be a living, breathing example for them if they haven't experienced those things. And they're going to hold you in a very high regard. They have a lot of idolatry around you because they're very fascinated by what it is that you've done here, why you've come up as the Hermit. So I think for the most part, quite a compatible relationship, but I think there's certainly an element of teaching with this person. You'll be teaching this person about themselves, about how to love, about how to be loved in a relationship. And not that they're emotionally immature, I just think they haven't had a connection where it's been so reciprocal, because I think in their past they've had this either physical or emotional. It hasn't been both, so they've lacked in that department. So I think this relationship, should the two of you come together, will really encompass everything in what a relationship ought to be, because what you have in the middle here is the Queen of Wands. This is what's driving the relationship. So as much as the physical component is driving the relationship, you have emotion here. Both of you have it. Both of you have the ability to love and nurture and guide each other in this aspect. Physicality will be no doubt. There's certainly a very sensual embrace between the two of you with the Queen of Wands, and that you're certainly open-minded, both of you, when you're coming together here. So this, I think open-mindedness is the biggest thing for you to remember about this person, and vice versa. But look, I hope this has been insightful for you, Capricorn.